Kaylee Goncalves. Present and future, visible and invisible, for what she wants to know. For what we want to know, did she see anything? Why was she calling Jack? Was she threatened or afraid of Jack?
Did she even call Jack?
That's a good question too.
Did she even call Jack?
For what's hidden behind darkness, and the God of the saints were the answers to our questions. Here we go, guys. Digging deep here. Oh my goodness. First two coming out. Here we go.
So.
Whoa, shit.
Jeez, come on, Jackie.
Damn.
Come on. Is it frozen?
Let's get started. It's kind of off the wall here right off the get-go. It talks about getting her head cut off right off the get-go. And it talks about, you see the sword and the horse. And then it talks about being upside down with God. Like, I don't know if she believed in God or not. It said, and it was someone who was a friend or someone they knew. So there it is, a relationship. Look at the crossing of that as a relationship.
Wow.
That's a relationship. But now there's gonna be a relationship with a girl too. So I gotta see what's gonna come up on top. It says that quickly, it just happened quickly. Like, so it just happened, boom. Like maybe he was threatening him, or maybe whoever was there or caught him, and just boom, happened quickly, it says. And then it says, in the past, that was, she was weak, like not a strong person when it came to things like that. And it says, a girl who stood on her own 2 feet. And then it talks about a man who was upside down. Wow, this is getting interesting really quick. It says, no broken heart, but evil intentions. It says, triumph. And then there's another girl. So really weird, there's like 2 girls that have popped up, which is really weird. And they're standing right side up.
Those girls been popping up.
A lot they've been popping up.
This time it's 2. The other one was just 1.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. All right, let's see. I gotta move this out of the way. I need room here. There we go. Okay, that'll work. All right, so then we're gonna go 3 to the left here for Kaylee, and it says discontent, and then it says things delayed. It says patience, and then triumph. What's in the crossing? We'll see what this all means. It's kind of weird, actually, but we're gonna see what this all means. Here we go. It's interesting. It says, came to cut off her head, or something that came to cut off her head but actually killed her. And then it says, upside down with God. It says, there was no, nothing she could do at that moment. Like, no good or bad, it was just happening. It says, not about money. This wasn't something that someone came to steal money. So, and nothing was stolen from them, right? No. It was just a murder, which is kind of weird. So that's not like a break and entry or they caught him. This is like...
But then again, they haven't really said much.
I mean, I get that. But here's a girl... who was very loving, it says, and then it says, but there was hardship. There was a hardship. Like saying, I didn't want to tell my family. Like, there was a hardship. Like, I knew if I told my family, things would get hard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she's saying, trying to explain kind of what was going on. It came back to cut off her head. It says, a relationship, and this is what's interesting, it says, that didn't change. Something that didn't change. Like, maybe she was in this relationship with Jack.
Yes.
I'm just throwing scenarios out there, guys, because we're digging. We're trying to get information from people who have passed, who aren't going to be very easily able to accommodate us, only because they've just recently passed. So they're in, out. Energy kind of flashes around into different scenarios for them. And so I'm trying to just give you guys an idea of maybe what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. But she's saying she was in a relationship. It wasn't about money. Because remember when Jack came up, they said money. And then when what's her name came up, she said a friend that had money. We kept saying, Jack must have money. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know, right? We really don't know that. We've never said anything, but she's saying it wasn't about money. So that's interesting. It says hardship. It would have been a hardship on her family. What would have been a hardship on her family? The hardship on her family is the fact that she's gone. Yeah. But before that, if she would have went and told them Jack wasn't really who they thought he was.
And that's what we talked about last videos.
That would be a hardship. All right. Because they think he's, well, whatever. It says that quickly, it says, and there's the knives. A girl with the knives, a girl with the sword, anger, like someone with anger, a lot of anger. It says, and what a fool. Like, what a fool to think that couldn't happen. It says, interesting. It says the stress, the scare, the uncertainty, the not knowing, it says, but now there's no new beginning. In other words, she was cut, she was killed. It says, but to return someday. So it's saying she's probably going to be born again, or reincarnated. It's some people come back, they want to be back. Talks about a girl. So who is this? A girl who was upside down with him being in the house.
Was it the roommate?
It must be one of the roommates. It's talking about a girl who didn't like them in the house.
Oh.
Maybe because they were always partying. Maybe because they were doing something. They lived on the bottom. I mean,
it would get annoying, all those footsteps. If they're claiming that they always have parties and we kind of left them alone.
Yeah. And then it says, but we didn't fight. There was no argument at the moment. So it's just saying there was no argument. She was upside down. Like, cause maybe she didn't see it. Maybe when she was stabbed, she was asleep. But then because maybe, right? If he killed Kaylee, because there's no defensive wounds on what's her name either. Maybe they were knocked out, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let's just see. Let's go. It says, okay. It's talking about which road there was no road to go down. Like, they didn't have a choice. There was no decision to be made at that moment. Imagine you're in your room. Let's say you just fell asleep, and some dude pops in your room, or some chick or somebody with a knife while you're sleeping. You're not going to see the knife come onto your chest until it punctures you, and at that moment, it's kind of too late. The other person next to him, unless they were in separate rooms, because there was 2 rooms on that floor too, right?
There's three rooms total.
So if he caught them sleeping, he could have went into each room and killed them. But who doesn't lock the room? Unless somebody knew how to get into the rooms. Right? I'm just saying. Nice. It says, see, I just said it. There was no decision to make. No choice to make. He's talking about that balance and like, what do I do here? There was no road to go down. No decision to make. It says, just spiritual, like praying to God. It says a guy that was upside down. Here we go. Here comes the guy again. The same guy and the same color and the same suit
and the same
hair and the same everything as we read with Jack. Wouldn't she be talking about someone else? I mean, is Jack like a mastermind or what?
That is one of the questions. Is was she afraid or threatened by Jack?
Well, if she was ashamed to tell her parents what Jack really was, what he was like, why was she taking a break? If he was such a great guy, why was she taking a break? To get some other dick? Or because fucking she was kind of fed up and he wasn't changing, like she said. Things wouldn't change. And she thought maybe giving him some time, he would kind of change and be different. Maybe he was too jealous. Come on. We said it before. I hate to say this again, but she was out of his league.
Not just that, you're in college.
Exactly. You're in college. There's shit everywhere. I don't mean like shit, but I mean there's, different people. All right, let's see where we're going to go with this. So there's him upside down, talks about everything. That's interesting. It says, no broken heart. In other words, it says, this was something that was like dark. This was something very dark. It says, there was already burden on her back. So he wanted to get back with her, obviously. But the way they said it with the parents was that, they were talking every day, thinking about getting back together. But why wouldn't she get back together with them? And why did she go out that night without him? If they were trying to get back together, wouldn't they spend time together? Or was it him being persistent and she was trying to get away from him? It says, a woman upside down. It says, and discontent. And then it says, the sun didn't shine. Like the relationship didn't look like it was ever going to change. And maybe she is in her mind at that moment said, I just don't want to get back with you at all no more. That would have pissed him off. It says, then evil comes. And here's evil, and it's talking about temptation, evil. Crime of passion is something that happens when you can't handle a decision that's made. So here come the knives again. Aren't those the same knives that came up in the same place with Jack?
And now the devil was on Jack.
And the devil's in the center of Jack.
On the last card.
Right? So it says, there was fruit of the tree, like there's opportunity to get it. And it says, afraid to lose, like afraid to lose her. Just wanted to be happy. It says, and really was more defensive. So I don't know if maybe he just snapped or someone snapped, but it's talking about the knives. It's blocked. It's blocked with knives. Blocks, we talked about that. That could be death. So it's kind of saying, afraid to lose, but wanted to be happy. And so defensive, like very defensive, maybe angry. Defensive could be fighting, blocking, could be so many different things.
They said 2, but they only named 1 with the defensive, and the only reason I think they named the one Xana was because I think that the dad went to go identify the body, and I guess he saw the bruising on. But they said 2 had bruising.
Okay. But I mean, once you put a puncture wound into anybody, it's going to bruise around it. So I don't know how many times she was stabbed.
Maybe they're talking about like thumbprints or stuff like that.
Could be. Could be. All right, let's check. It says that there was triumph. It says didn't want problems, just didn't want to reconcile. Why does that keep coming up? Didn't want to get back with him. Didn't want to reconcile. That would be some difficult news to hear, right? Mm-hmm. But the whole time you're telling your parents, like, no, like, we're cool, like, we're fine, we're talking. Kind of like my daughter just went through something like that. And the guy's a good guy, but you just don't know. Someone could snap. It says, in this world, it says the things that were working out, it says, and then death. In other words, saying that she wanted to work things out, and we just talked about it, and then death. For not reconciling.
I'm sure the cards are almost matching. Like the same cards are lying in the same spot.
I'm just saying, bro, like, everybody that's been watching us and that's following this or watching the videos on YouTube, go back and look. I'm not going to say yes or no because I still want to read everybody because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Yeah, it's telling me directly what I know it's telling me. And it's telling you guys the same shit too. But I want to be sure because I don't want to make an accusation on something unless I know that every piece matches. Because it just takes one piece to throw a curveball. And I don't need a curveball coming and hit me in the face. But I know what I feel. And I felt this from the very beginning. And I still feel it. And I think the kid's a mastermind. And he had to have been. He had to have been to get away with it. They had to have been. Again, it's talking about wanting the problem to go away, but didn't want to reconcile. Didn't want to get back with them. Not in this lifetime. Not right now. Not in this world. It says, and for not working it out, I got killed. I was killed. It's saying that. Or is it because she's saying because he wasn't there to help her when she was calling, she got killed?
Damn,
that's like
yours, man. So we're going on the good run. I'll say,
wait.
Detour.
But because you have to be the spin doctor. You got to spin it.
You have to play outside.
You got to spin it, guys. I have to spin it because no one's going to directly say I killed him, and at the same time, she's kind of trying to explain why because nobody would understand why because she kept telling her parents everything was gravy. They were cool. He's the greatest thing since chocolate cake, but she's out of his league, guys. Come on. Here comes another girl, and I want to see what this is about. This might be the other roommate because she throws that out there. She said didn't like the party. There you go. It says and not alone. It says something they wanted to like stop or master. It says from a girl that was upside down in love. It says and there was overwhelming. So she's kind of saying that she knew that they wanted him to stop partying, but she wasn't really with them. So there were those parties still going on and shit. But they knew she had a problem with him. Like everybody knew, they knew about it. The roommates knew that there was an issue between them two. Something was going on. Like maybe he wasn't coming around as much, or maybe they knew. They all live in the same house. So there's another thing she throws out there. Doesn't really directly imply anything about this one. So I don't know which one this one would be. I know that one of the roommates is Dylan, and the other one's Bethany, right? And so this has been some interesting shit. Let's go. It says discontent with the delay and lost his patience. So discontent with the delay and became impatient. What is she saying? Who would be discontent with the delay? She's telling him, yeah, we'll see if we work this out, but we're not working it out. She's telling her parents, we're going to work this out, but they haven't worked it out. And now here we are with the situation where he probably knows she's going out that night, probably not content with that either. It says there's no end. It didn't want things to end. It says, but didn't want karma. It says not about money again. Still the money pops up. And then it says, but things were left incomplete. Like it was so uncertain what was going to happen. things just weren't working out. The last card really gets me. Triumph in what?
Yeah, I mean, besides, I mean, it's sad to say that, I mean, because she's gone, but maybe she doesn't have to worry about him no more. Like, she's gone. Like,
let's see. This is interesting.
That's my guess right there.
I mean, she gave us some direct shit. Am I wrong?
No, yeah.
I mean, we'd have to be stupid.
Like, all roads lead to Jack, but we can't really get there yet.
We can't accuse him of that because we gotta go through everybody. It says there was a lot of opportunities for love for her. So I told you there was a lot of guys that were probably hitting on her. She was a good-looking girl. She had a nice little body. You know.
And you're in college.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Did someone ask him to do this? You know, that's an interesting question. I don't know. In Jack's cards, it didn't seem like he talked about anybody else about just what he felt. But he left us hanging in the very end, too. Because he says, like, and then I left her hanging and she ended up dead. And this one, she's saying, because I didn't work things out, I ended up dead. The only thing that threw us off in the first reading with Jack was that Jack was saying, she left me hanging, or I left them hanging, meaning, were they calling him? He didn't answer, and that's why they're dead? If he would have answered, maybe he was close enough by that he could have done something. But the spin of that for us was Jack the one calling himself so it could ping at his house? What?
So far, we haven't gotten that they made any phone, or that she made any phone.
No, exactly.
It said it happened quick.
It doesn't talk about communication here. So, and that's the weird thing, because communication
we still have some.
Oh, we have some cards.
But there's no sign
exactly.
of, like, asking for help. That's where I'm going with.
I'm with you. But this would have to be something that was really planned out. I mean, really, really deeply planned out. All right, let's see. Next, saying there's triumph. And then it talks about the relationship or justice that comes from the relationship. It's talking about, which is interesting. It says things that were incomplete. It said from leaving. Doesn't it just like saying like there was a reason why she broke up that she didn't really want to say to anybody that she left incomplete. She's explaining that. From the relationship, it says things that were incomplete that I left out. It says from the reading, because it says there's really no obstacles. She made it seem like there was no obstacles to get back together. It says she didn't think this would destroy her. So in other words, she didn't think
he would take it that far.
Yeah, that he would take it that far. I don't think she realized that he was gonna snap. But I mean, she had to know if he was jealous. He had to have been jealous, bro. Had to have been. Come on. Who's with me on that? Like, he had to have been jealous. Give me a break.
There's no doubt.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Let's see. It says left hanging, though. It says left hanging, the disillusion, like I'm left hanging, disillusioned by what happened. It says that's what's hidden. That she couldn't believe that he was capable of that. It says, and it just, like magic, just happened quickly. It says, it's unfortunate. It says, a man who was upside down in love. It says, and that, I guess that depressed. It said, supposedly returning for love and wanting things to be good. It says, and there's my card, so it's explaining everything. Supposedly wanting to do things for good. It says, he thought he had opportunities, and she thought she had more opportunities, especially to find true love. It says, and she figured he wasn't angry, so he also played it off. It says, that's what she told her mom anyways. It says, oh, and she was still fucking around with him too.
I mean...
Well, she was still fucking him.
I get it, I mean,
but, fuck. So, I guess...
you can't blame her either.
Look,
that's comfort right there.
Look, here's one thing I know, guys, and please don't judge me. I'm not being judgmental. I'm not racist. I'm not any of those shit. So, here's the thing. When you're in love with someone, right, you're looking for any little piece. Like, oh, he called me back. That must mean he really wants to be with me again. Or, oh, he looked at me a certain way. It was different. Like, you'll read into any fucking little thing.
Everything means something.
Everything means something. So you look at this, and the fact, if you sleep with him again, well, he's going to think you're together. Or that he's got you back already because you're sleeping with him, even though maybe she just wanted to get, who knows? But she was still having sex with him. And so that probably wasn't, but she didn't want to get back with him.
The last card.
Here's the last card. And the last card talks about the way the relationship was in the past. We're missing some things that other people know. How many people? I don't know. Maybe that's why he killed everybody else who did know.
Because there's also the theory There's also the theory that maybe they had people come in and that's why there's not enough evidence, or that they don't have a lot of evidence.
What people came in?
Like other people before they made the phone call, and they kind of fucked up the crime scene. That's one of the theories, that they had friends come in to see what happened, to the fuck is going on.
Yeah, seriously.
But other than that, I mean,
that's
if he's still around, then he's in his mind he's gonna think that they're still together until it's officially over, where she like literally blocks him from everything. No more coochie.
Right. All right. So that's interesting.
We gotta find info on the roommates because we only got like probably just the first name, maybe a last name on one of them. We still need Madison, the other roommate, because this one, like, if it happened quickly.
Well, everybody that I've read so far says it happened quickly. Even Jack says it happens quickly. Why is Jack saying it? Because he was the one doing it? Like, I just snapped? I mean, I know I'm being hard on Jack. But fuck, like, my cards are telling me one thing, my senses are telling me another, and still, there's still all kinds of different options. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a bunch of them got together and decided to take him out. Maybe they thought they were the shit. Maybe they were out of control. Who knows? There's a lot we're missing here. But either way, we have to read everyone. And then I'll go back and read, what's her name again? Kernodle.
I want to read Jack's again because I felt like I asked the wrong question.
Maybe that's what we need to do. We'll read these. So we're going to do Madison's and then the roommates. Because I don't see why we'd do the guys. I don't think he knew what was going on. Or we could do the other guy, Ethan's, too.
Well, I mean, maybe he saw... Because, I mean, like I said, the thing is, they probably saw something, too,
Yeah. Maybe it was Jack, but the other people helped him. Hey, that's what that's a good comment. Definitely, Jenny Bear, because I think it would be hard to take 4 people out. I mean, and still get away, and for them not to make a call till the next day till 12 o'clock. That's almost 8 hours they had to do all kinds of shit. You can do a lot of shit in 8 hours.
You get a lot done in 8 hours at work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he has money, no? Supposedly?
I don't know if he has money. It just keeps popping up that it wasn't about money.
Yeah.
Keep saying it was never about money. It's not about anything money. And the reason I'm not just giving you the exact answer is because we want to read everybody before we do. Once we have read everybody, I'll come up straight out and I'll tell you who the killer is, or if there's more than one. Even if it's not one of someone in the house, I'm down to tell you guys who the killer is. But it's getting really interesting. This is deep.